Welcome back to the Red River Horror Podcast. This is episode number 80. I am your host, Joe Zakreski, joined by RedRiverHorror.com founder Eddie Cayazzo. Hi, Ed. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Hot.
Hot.
Welcome to the summer.
Yeah, we've crossed over this Memorial Day weekend thing, and now it's just going to be hot for the rest of the damn year.
Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial, official start of summer.
Yes.
Very interesting how that all works.
I know. It's a very, reverent holiday for those we've lost in foreign wars and protecting and advancing freedom for America. And yet somehow it's become the unofficial start to the summer, like vacations, barbecues, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, Big Short. Well, I mean, hey, capitalism, baby. Got to sell some things, get people up and moving, spending money. Takes money to make money.
Yes, sir.
Keep it going. But either way, thinking about that, there's a lot of action at the beaches. Mm-hmm. Think of the ocean breezes and the waves and the sand that just sticks to your skin and it gets everywhere and it's coarse. What a terrible line delivered by Hayden Christensen. We don't blame him for that anymore, right? It's all George Lucas's fault that he was so bad in it because he's really not that bad of an actor.
He's not. I liked, you know what movie he was in that I really liked? That Shattered Glass.
Yeah, I was just waiting for it.
It was a good movie. No, but I think, he's been redeemed a little bit, right? I mean, you're closer to Star Wars than I am. He's going to be Darth Vader in the new Obi-Wan thing, isn't he?
I guess.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
if that was a spoiler out there, people, I'm sorry.
That's a conversation for a different show or a different time. I don't know. I could talk about Star Wars all day long, but
okay,
we talk scary things.
Yes,
on this show.
Yes,
and we talk to scary things on RedRiverHorror.com. So either way, what we're going to talk about is we are getting ready to kick off summer, and we were going to talk about, we got a little email from Shudder saying, start the summer with Seaside Screams. So we wanted to talk about some Seaside Screams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
So Joe D'Angelo from Different Take has come on a bunch of times and is just like, why don't you guys have Shudder? Why don't you guys have Shudder? Eddie's got Shudder.
I was going to say, we did.
If so facto, I got Shudder too.
Yes. No, hey, people kept complaining, and then my wife was the final straw. She's just like, yo, how are you the founder of Red River Horror and you don't have the freaking Shudder? She's like, let's just do it. Stop wasting time and just get it.
Get on it.
So we did.
And how have you been enjoying it so far?
I like it a lot. I'm still now. Maybe you could speak to a different experience. I still haven't found my groove yet as far as like finding what I'm looking for, even though they do have great collections. Everything's kind of broken out into like genres like French, slasher, exorcisms, like all that kind of stuff. I'm also viewing it on a Samsung TV with the app on that smart TV. Mm-hmm. So basically just like with any app store, Apple, Google Play, I'm using Shudder through Samsung.
Right.
So I don't know if your experience has been any different or what you would use it through, but I'm finding it a little bit wonky as far as like kind of navigating, but at the same time, I really don't know of an interface on the Samsung TV that isn't.
That's fair. We talked about streamers and that a couple weeks ago, and we haven't even talked about like the different sticks and devices to be using these, and they're all a little different. Honestly, right now where I stand with all that, it's Roku's the best one. So it goes Roku, and then I love Chromecast.
Yeah, and you've been on Chromecast for a while.
Yeah, but that's kind of a different animal. I think the newer ones, but I haven't really used it because I got hooked on Roku. Fire Sticks are cheap. They're easy to use, but I think they're kind of crappy too.
Yeah.
And then I got the Xfinity Flex, which Xfinity is giving out for free if you're even just an internet user to try and get them to use it's like their box service.
And
it's just like, hey, it comes with Peacock. It comes with Peacock with ads. Maybe you want to upgrade it, but hey, you get it. That thing's a piece of crap too.
Okay.
So I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, but it's free.
This is all anecdotal, but my best experiences have been when I initially cut the cord, I had a Roku stick, and you and I still use it on the show here. It's been the best. It's been my favorite experience as far as this world of streaming sticks go.
Yeah, I think they just have it down. So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a Shudder app on Roku.
Yes, I mean, maybe I take this Roku stick back and just be done with it.
Yeah, I'll throw my old Chromecast on there instead. So either way, hey, let's talk about some summertime scaries.
Yeah, that's what the cool thing is. Now that we're in the Shudder world, man, we get these emails, and they were just like, hey, what about these seaside? I'm sorry, not beachside. I keep saying beachside. Seaside screams. Yeah.
Hey, we gotta do that, and then also, I would love to take a drive around and talk about some lighthouses and some weird stuff that happens at lighthouses. That's a project for us.
Yes.
So
maybe we can get 1 or 2 lighthouse stories in before the end of the show.
We can try and find something.
Yeah. Try and find some lighthouse lore. But I totally agree with you. I'm obsessed with the lighthouse thing. But yeah,
some neat stuff out there. Mm-hmm. So let's take a look-see here, and then Shudder exclusive, Great White. I think that was already out. Yeah, it came out in 2021.
Oh, yeah. I think they're just showing... That's the thing. Like, they're showing kind of like they're curated. They're like, hey, man, do you have Shudder? Well, guess what? Here's the movies you can watch. So I thought the communication they had sent to us was pretty solid in that it had a diverse amount of films.
Yeah. You know what's interesting with something where it's like a niche, like... Shudder, it's all going to be like horror type movies, is like you can't expect the highest quality things ever. You just have to. I go into these types of movies the same way I go into sci-fi TV shows, where it's like I know what I'm getting into. I'm not expecting like the greatest special effects of all time. I'm not expecting the greatest movie of all time.
Right.
I just want to be entertained.
Yes.
Did you come up with an original story? Is there something unique in it? Doesn't matter if I think it's stupid. I can appreciate something as long as it's like a unique idea.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, that makes total sense. I was thinking about this because you know me, I'm not a huge creatures type film, like the Anaconda, like Placid. Like I'm just trying to think of those are the blockbuster ones, but that has spawned many B movies of the same.
Oh yeah,
like that kind of like Deep Blue Sea, like things like that. But there was a movie that came out a few years ago that looked pretty good called Crawl, and I think it's like the town gets flooded, and the alligators are now like a part of
taking over.
Yes, and I'm just like, you know what? I said I haven't seen it yet. Like I haven't gone as far enough to say like, oh, let's watch it. But I might, because that sounds interesting. That to me is a good idea. It's like, oh my gosh, if things got flooded, the alligators would be like, if you were face to face with an alligator in that situation, you would die.
Probably.
Yeah. You know?
That's not one animal I think I could beat.
No. Hand to hand. No, I mean, there's just...
I could try and lie to myself and act like, oh yeah, you just do this, this, and this. It's like I don't know what that thing's gonna do.
Yeah,
I'm not Steve Irwin.
Right. And they're fast. They're freaking fast. Once the jaws close, that's it. Like you're not gonna reopen it.
Yeah, no.
You know?
They're gonna bite down and roll.
Yeah.
And what am I gonna do? Just lose an arm or go try and stay with the roll until maybe I can get free? I don't know. Not something I like to tempt fate with, especially like, going out and playing golf down in the South where they're all over the place. Nope. Ball goes over there and there's a gator sign. Bye.
So that's what I'm saying. I can appreciate what you're saying about like if something is unique enough, if there's an idea, it's just like, okay, I can F's with that.
Yeah, and I think that's where like anything on these types, like that's where you have to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Even if you're not like, oh, I love this movie was like, I was just looking at some of the reviews for someone who's like, this sucked, unoriginal. It's just like, what are you doing? It's like, what are you expecting here? It's like, this is someone who's got to make a movie. Yep. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. And, here's where it hits, here's where it misses. Don't like go giving it 1-star reviews and be like, boo. I think that's unfair.
Somebody out there, I'm sure, likes it.
Yeah.
So are you referring, I just want to make sure.
So I was looking at, the first one I was looking at, of course, I go right to the shark.
Uh-huh.
So I went right for Great White.
Great White. Okay.
So, how about that? A tourist trip turns into a nightmare when 5 seaplane passengers are stranded miles from shore. Forced on into a life raft, they are menaced by a terror just beneath the surface. It's got 3 out of 5 skulls from Shudder at their reviews, but the same thing is like, look at this guy. This guy, Big Nate, sucked, all caps, 4 exclamation points, 5 stars.
Okay.
But then he reviewed it again with 1 star. I give it 4 thumbs down. So Big Nate, you brought balance to the ratings.
Okay, so no, well, hey, so I can speak to this. All right, so Shudder sends us a communication about their Seaside Horrors, Seaside Screams, whatever the hell they're calling it, right? Mm-hmm. I would actually like to point people to a piece that Stacey Lane Wilson did for RedRiverHorror.com because I knew I could not write this piece, all right? She's friends with, oh my gosh, Darren Scott. I'm sorry. Darren Scott, the director. He did Tales from the Hood.
Yeah.
He was also hired by, let me see, who was it? He was hired to direct Deep Blue Sea 2. All right.
That's quite the challenge.
Right. So the thing is, you know that a film like Deep Blue Sea 2 going straight to video, like I think it was part of either Warner Brothers or Universal's home video label, whoever has that property. You know what you're getting with the budget. You know what kind of product you're putting out there. So I said, you know what? I said, it would be cool for people that do appreciate shark movies, which I'm not someone who does, and I know we have to watch Jaws. We'll get into that. But so I can't speak to the shark movie thing, but I know Stacy and Darren could. So Stacy wrote a really good long piece about why shark movies work so well. It's actually called Swimming with the Sharks This Summer, Why Shark Horror Movies Work So Well. And Darren Scott and a few others are interviewed in that. And I would say, like, after reading it, it's like, okay, I can appreciate the people that appreciate shark films.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
That makes perfect sense. I mean, you know me. I mean, when this first started, I was just like, I wanted to do Jaws, but it was like such a cliche to start with.
Yeah.
Either way, you know, I enjoy them. My brother enjoys them. He's got some great video when he went swimming with the great whites in South Africa.
Ooh.
And it's like, you know, there's a feeling that you can't, like, he can describe it, but like, you know, just watching the video, how close he was to these things. And it's like the way they look at you.
Yeah.
It's like, that's terrifying. So,
but they said, but so Shudder kind of sets the tone here. They say, you know, kick off the unofficial start of summer with a terrifying lineup of beachy horror. Wait at least 30 minutes after your swim, then dig into the unsettling body horror of new Shudder exclusive, A Banquet. Now, this is not the shark film, so you went right to Great White.
I did. I couldn't resist.
It's all right.
I just saw it, and I said, I need to take a look at that.
But I'm saying, like, I'm all about atmosphere. I'm all about, like, if I'm not into it, as I'm not really with shark films, I can get in the mode. If you give me the right words, baby, you can set me down.
You can get into it.
I can get into it and just be like, all right, let's do this.
Have you haven't touched any of the Sharknadoes, have you?
No. So
again, my thing with the sci-fi stuff, it knows what it is, and that's what makes it fun.
And I know I Red River Horror, the listeners of the pod reach out about this all the time about my, like, being a fuddy-duddy. I'm not, like, into the horror comedy thing that much.
Right.
I just can't go there yet. Like,
it's not time.
I can see, so I can mess with a bad shark movie that tried to do something scary.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can mess with an intentionally bad.
Yeah, I mean, doing shark movies post 1970, doing everything after Jaws, because I mean, it's like, all right, he already hit. What's in that? The Great White. People getting killed, town not doing enough, having people go out, just barely surviving.
Yes.
How do you do another shark movie?
Right.
From there.
Right.
It's not like that is the shark movie. what else could there possibly be?
And dude, just
Like Deep Blue Sea tried. It's like, oh, they're experimental. Like, they're experimenting on them because they don't get cancer. They do get cancer. But at the time, there was a theory that's like, hey, sharks don't get cancer.
Okay.
That was the thing with Deep Blue Sea.
Oh.
That's why they were experimenting on those sharks.
So they wanted to extract whatever the qualities they had that they didn't get cancer.
Yeah, but they ended up getting smarter through the process or something like that. Yeah. It's been a minute.
So do we second chance cinema that one or probably not?
No.
No.
I don't think so. I think that just is what it is. I mean, I like it. I don't hate it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it at the time.
Now, see, that's interesting. All right. Well, that's a whole new. So you didn't. So
yeah, I liked it. I'm not going to watch it again. I've seen it twice.
You don't want to ruin your experience.
That's enough.
Yeah. Right.
There's not much to it.
Right.
The best. I mean, if you want to give LL Cool J's "Deepest Bluest" song another chance,
I liked that song. That was on MTV a lot back then.
It had big promo for the movie.
Deepest
Bluest. My head is like a Sharks fan.
So well, we are doing second chance horror with something on my list here. I wanted to talk about some of our favorite seaside screams.
Absolutely.
We are doing a second chance horror with the 2005 Fog.
Yeah, for sure.
Which was bad. It was really, really bad.
Definitely worth giving another shot.
Yes, because after I saw it, I was like, no, what the F is going on?
Definitely worth a second try. Definitely, yeah.
Just to be sure, and just to have some fun with this. Like everybody says, you got to lighten up, take things too seriously. So it's like, all right, can I sit down and put on The Fog from 2005, which right to start, it's back then you were very much against all this kind of crap. Save for The Ring, The Fog 1980 or 81 is a horror film. It's an R-rated horror film.
Yes.
The Fog 2005 is a PG-13 horror film.
Yeah, trying to sell tickets.
Yes.
That's why so many horror movies, when they get that PG-13 badge, they're just hoping to catch the high school crowds.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their target demographic. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely would give that another shot.
I think so.
Is the Mist, it's a resort town, but I think it's a mountain town, not a beach town. No, it's a beach town.
Is it really?
Because it's Stephen King, so it would have to be like a main beach town. Is it a beach town?
Interesting.
Or is it a mountain town? Because one of the big themes in The Mist is the part-time people who live there.
Okay.
Like the seasonal people. I forget what they call them.
So there are people that come into the town, like they all end up in a supermarket, right?
Right, and that's where like it kind of gets into a thing where it's just like, you don't even really live here, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
What town? It's always somewhere in New England.
Yeah.
But does it even say?
But The Mist.
Bridgeton, Maine.
Okay. So
always Maine.
All right.
I mean, that's at least what you can guess when it comes to good old Stevie the King. But I don't think, is this a beach town or a lake town? Looks like it's more of a lake town. Oh yeah.
Don't quite remember.
Yeah, so it's off away from like the cities and closer towards.
They notice a thick mist advancing over the lake.
Yes, it's Lake Town.
Okay, I mean, well, hey, it's you now. You're completely changed. So
not on purpose. We were talking about The Fog, and I'm like, oh, what about The Mist?
No. I'm saying now you, like Joe, now you're completely freaking different. One thing we used to have in common was going to the lake over the freaking shore. Oh. Now you're a freaking beach bum.
I don't have a choice.
East Coast, West Coast of Florida, Jersey.
Yeah.
So anyway, but so growing up, the lake was kind of a in the same vein, you had the anchors and the boats and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would still consider, if we were 18 years old, I'd still consider it seaside.
You know, I never had fear of sharks in a lake, but I did have fear of snapping turtles.
It's a legitimate fear.
They're legitimately there.
Yes. You will lose a digit.
Yeah.
With one of them.
Yeah, they don't mess around.
No.
I don't know what they do with them. They have to do they take them out? You think if someone sees one, do they report it and remove it and put it to somewhere where it's not near recreation?
I'm not sure because I've never seen one.
Yeah,
I've seen. I'll speak to one lake in the Poconos that we had previously thought was man-made, and it's not. Lake Harmony.
It's not man-made?
No.
I thought it was man-made.
Big Boulder is right near it, but not Lake Harmony.
Interesting.
There were these minks.
Mm-hmm.
Like a mink coat?
Yeah.
I'm in a kayak out there on Lake Harmony the one day, and I see these things coming up above the water and going back down. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So of course I'm following them. I'm just I got to see what the hell's happening here. Never in my life. They exit the water and start crawling up the damn side of the little mountain there.
No way.
I'm like, what? Yeah, man, I had no idea. So your fear for snapping turtles is legitimate. I've never seen snapping turtles, nor have I really seen many fish.
No, but there are fish in Lake Harmony, and there apparently are snapping turtles. Or at least at one time there were. So there are definitely, there's snapping turtles all over northeast Pennsylvania, so probably other parts of it too. But I know for a fact that there's a lot.
There's
in northeast PA.
So here in Philly, we have that beautiful the Roxborough Reservoir. Yeah, it's kind of become like a nature preserve. You can see a lot of wild birds. So I was walking the dog up there one day with Melissa. So we're walking, and there's a turtle, a snapping turtle,
really
up against the fence, trying to get to the reservoir area, but can't. And it was in the sun. So I felt bad. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I was like, should I pick it up and move it? And Melissa's like, no, you shouldn't do that. Yeah. You will lose a finger.
This is a wild animal.
So, but it was being obstructed by, a man-made fence. Yeah. So I didn't move it because I did hear that it's just no, that will F you up.
Yeah.
Badly. So it's a legitimate, snapping turtle's a legitimate fear.
So we need to have a snapping turtle horror movie at a lake.
We do.
I think we definitely need to. If we're making a monster movie, snapping turtle at the lake.
All right, let's see. Let me just do a quick...
a giant snapper.
Horror movies featuring a turtle. Featuring turtles. Let's just see. Let's just see if any exist.
You got the classic. You got Piranha, which is a gem.
Yes. I always thought there were piranhas in all freshwater.
Me too.
Yeah.
That movie. That's one of the movies that I saw young, and it scared the bejesus out of me. Mm-hmm. You talk about some seaside fears. Luckily, if we were alive, if I was younger for the Piranha 3D, then I would just find it funny.
Right.
Because that movie was hilarious.
Yeah.
And that's what the point of it was. But the first Piranha was serious-ish.
Was Jerry O'Connell in that?
I think so.
Did he play a Girls Gone Wild type? We watched that at some point.
Well, that was the Piranha 3D.
Yes. Right, yeah, we watched that when it came out.
Yes, we did.
Huh.
Because I like the original so much.
Right.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
2010.
Wow. That's crazy. 2010?
Yeah. The original Piranha was from 1978. The poster is clearly playing off of the Jaws. But hey, it holds a 69% on Rotten Tomatoes. Rad. So,
The original people like the original Piranha.
I love the original Piranha.
Yeah.
There's some of those movies that I saw younger that just left that fear in me. Piranha's always been a big one. I've always been terrified of piranha.
Yeah.
And they're all in South America.
Yes, it's like the Amazon and all these. It's just like, oh,
everywhere. Just be like, oh, I wonder if there's piranha in there.
Every freshwater.
Yeah.
So that would bring me to something you and I were talking before the show about, like some of the seaside screams in our own that we've come across, not curated by Shudder here. One, I'd actually like to give a shout out to Martin Gigi, who we interviewed.
Yeah, man, I really wish we got to meet up with him too. Shout out to Martin Gigi.
Yes, director of the Paradise Cove, which we spoke about last year, set in Malibu. Lucky dude. But you brought up something and you said, we're not going to have the same debate on this as we do with Silence of the Lambs. Cape Fear.
Like, I'm like, does Cape Fear count? I guess it has to. Because that's Marty Scorsese, Robert De Niro, very young, Julie, what the hell's her last name? But Cape Fear is like an actual place. I mean,
Juliette Lewis.
That's it.
Wow. Oh my gosh. She was in that.
She was very young in that. And,
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Psychological thriller film remake of the 1962 one. I mean, I think it's great. And then the funnier thing about that is how fast I always, it's also one of my favorite, might be my favorite Sideshow Bob episode of The Simpsons where they do the parody of Cape Fear.
I forgot about that.
I think the episode's actually titled the episode is titled Cape Fear too.
That's so good.
So that's season 5 of The Simpsons.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah. I mean,
Cape.
So, yeah. You just everybody's just like, well, Scorsese, De Niro, it doesn't sound like it's going to be a horror movie, but it's just like the plot of it basically is, De Niro gets put away by an attorney played by, what the heck's his name?
Gregory Peck?
Was it Gregory? No.
No. Was it one of the Noltes?
It's Nick Nolte.
That's Gregory Peck.
So Nick Nolte's the prosecutor. Or no, so what is it? It's the film set story, a convicted statutory rapist who, mostly by using his newfound knowledge of the law and its numerous loopholes, seeks vengeance against a former public defender whom he blames for his 14-year imprisonment because of purposely faulty defense tactics used during his trial. So he goes hunting down, and there's a very, very, very uncomfortable scene.
Yeah,
in that movie,
he's a bad dude.
He's very, very creepy.
Yes,
and I think that's definitely catches that thriller vibe, where I don't know how to describe it, but there's some great scenes. It takes place on a house. They end up living on a houseboat and stuff like that in Cape Fear, and the ending's quite thrilling and creepy. De Niro's creepy during the whole thing.
He's fantastically scary.
He really is.
In that movie.
It's a shame he hasn't done more in the horror space. But he's just one of those guys who's just good at everything he does.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, he's probably.
I mean, you told me something he's in that's bad. Well, I'm sure it's out there, but it's something that he's bad in.
Nope, can't think of it.
No, me neither.
Yeah, it's just like my favorite actor, Denzel Washington. Like, he's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the movies he's in are bad.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cape Fear is one that if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it just because it's an overall good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Scorsese does good movies. And then, hey, R.I.P. Ray Liotta, because I think that was Goodfellas was the one that followed after Cape Fear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, R.I.P. Ray Liotta. I guess we can't let that one slip by.
No, definitely cannot.
So I have a question about this.
Shoot.
A little bit off topic for our topic for today's show. Were you scared at all as a kid seeing Field of Screams?
What, like the pamphlet?
Field of Scream. No, Field of Dreams. I'm sorry.
So no, but it's funny you mentioned that because I was just like, I had some like this show on in the background that I hadn't seen in years called Grounded for Life. It was on Fox. It was just on. I just had it on in the background while I was like doing things.
Yeah.
And there was a part where it's like the kid was terrified of Field of Dreams because there were ghosts.
Aha. Okay. Well,
otherwise, I don't know what. I don't think there's anything that really scared me for. Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm just asking.
So, is there something that hit you in Field of Dreams?
When I was younger, if you build it, he will come. Like the voice did scare me.
Okay.
Like I was a little freaked out at that. Trying to think of. Even it's weird, even though it's a sweet, really nice moment in the film when he meets up with Burt Lancaster, Moonlight Graham. Like he kind of takes that walk, and it's 1972. It's not current time.
Right.
That gave me the creeps a little bit as well. When the full White Sox team shows up and they're leaving together through the corn. The guy saying, "I'm melting," and then he disappears.
Just joking around.
Yeah. So just speaking of Ray Liotta, I mean, Field of Dreams is one of my favorite movies of all time. I didn't know if I was the only one. Just like, yeah, you were probably the only one.
No, I mean, clearly, like if someone wrote that into a script, I mean, then somebody obviously had that feeling.
Yeah.
But let's see if can you name a horror movie that Ray Liotta was in?
A horror movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's him in one of the best scenes in the entire movie.
A horror movie?
Mm-hmm.
What are his two biggest roles are Henry Hill in Goodfellas,
yeah,
Shoeless Joe and Field of Dreams, right? Like it's talking like mass market.
So in this movie is a follow-up to a movie. Well, I don't know if I want to give it away so quick, but it's like his scene in the movie is definitely one of the weirdest and kind of coolest scenes in the entire movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I really can't explain much more other than giving it away, but it's a sequel to one that I debate a lot.
A sequel?
Like we even hinted at how I debate it not long ago.
I know people listening are like, "It's this, you idiot!" Ray Liotta horror sequel.
Really cool scene.
Ray Liotta horror sequel.
Yeah.
I'm really
movie that I debate about if it's actually horror.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So that is Hannibal.
It is Hannibal.
He's the cop. And Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
So he's the cop hunting Lecter, but he's kind of a smart ass and he thinks he's the man.
I remember what happens to him.
Yes, I do. That is terrifying.
Yeah.
That's overlooked a lot. So what happens, I'll just not to give away the punchline here. He's sitting, so Julianne Moore, who's the Clarice Starling, she catches up to Hannibal, who has Ray Liotta, one of the top cop guys, hunting Hannibal. He's sitting at Hannibal Lecter's kitchen table. Hannibal has opened his skull. His brain is exposed, and he's cutting off pieces of his brain, putting them in a frying pan, and then feeding them to him. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, and he's like talking about the function and everything. It's like, oh, if I cut here, then this does that. And it's like,
yes.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
So, yeah.
That's a movie. Wow. That's been I liked that movie, but I guess it's not. See, the problem with Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, and even Red Dragon, they're not ones you can just put on.
No.
You know?
No, they're not. You actually have to really you sit down and watch them. You have to pay attention to them.
And it's like they're pretty heavy, so it's like it's not like a comfort horror film.
Yeah, and I mean, not to overshadow Gary Oldman in Hannibal, but yeah, I mean, Ray Liotta, that part at the end there was oof.
Yeah, that's got to be on some kind of movie moment somewhere.
Gotta be.
Yeah,
very disturbing.
Yes, thank you for that hint was what I needed. So I was going to give up, but I'm glad. Thank you for that.
No problem.
You threw me a lifeboat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess just to wrap up on the Seaside Horrors here, I am a huge fan. Highly recommended if you haven't seen it. The Fog, the original. If you're a horror fan and you listen to this podcast, you most likely have. But if you haven't, totally pop that on. It's one of my favorites, and I know, Joe, that I still need to see Jaws, which I will do.
You do. And then every time I talk about it, it's like, oh, we should put the projector up and watch it in the pool. And everyone I mentioned to, like, I'm not doing that.
It's a good response.
Yeah. Every single person, like, nah.
I can do that.
Yeah, you could.
I could do that.
I told it to my brother. He's like, nah. And I told it to Steve. He's like, nah, not that. Maybe something else.
So that's crazy, though. That's a legitimate fear.
It's a little immersive, right? I think that's what makes it a little more fun.
That's that goes all the way back to literally the first time you and I saw Stacey Lane Wilson. She was on that Scariest Movie Moments.
Yeah.
That Bravo used to do, and they used to play it every year. Well, number one was Jaws. Like the I can't remember which scene specifically. And back then, I'm like, why that Jaws really? They're like, oh yeah, dude. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So
I don't think there's anything scarier than something that could actually happen.
Right. That's a good point.
That's what makes that so scary.
Yeah. All right. I could totally do the sensory experience. You sign me up for Joe Aces. We'll put the Jaws up there on the screen.
Yeah.
I'm in. I could stay in the water probably the whole time except to pee. I will not pee in your pool. I will go in the house.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Because there's nothing scarier than someone peeing or pooping in your pool.
Yeah, especially pooping. Because at least like chlorine can do what it can do.
Yeah.
But with a poop.
No, you.
It's no big deal.
You showed me the jacuzzi video. Terrifying. Terrifying. Real life horror. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, and hey, we talked about I Know What You Did Last Summer. We talk about Seaside movies. Of course, I'm going to watch that again because I'm going to watch it every summer. But hey, that's what I'm going to do. You don't have to, but you can. And what we finished? We wrapped up the summer with that last year. So
we did.
Bringing it up again so quick. Oh my god!
Well, we have a lot of good things in store this summer. Going to get Joe to watch The Town That Dreaded Sundown. We're going to do that outside. We're going to watch Jaws in the pool for the sensory experience.
Yes.
We're going to do The Fog 2005 on a Second Chance Cinema.
Yes.
Also going to do that with My Soul to Take. Riverton is another, not a seaside town, but it's near Wooders. So we got a lot of that stuff, but there's a lot of other cool things coming out, and the horror movies out right now. Like, you want to stay tuned to redriverhorror.com. Nick's got the preview coming. Stacy's got some great reviews coming. Well, I don't know if they're great. I don't know if these movies are great.
I'm sure she's got great. Her writing is great.
Yes.
So
I will probably follow her to the letter as far as if I'm going to see it in theaters or not. But we have a huge summer ahead. So with that, Joe, you can find us all at Red River Horror on Twitter. You can find us at Red River Horror on Instagram. You can go to KeystoneRetro.com, put in the code Red River, get 10% off your final cost there.
Off that purchase.
Yep, you mentioned Steve, so maybe he's got some $2 Jaws for you in the DVD bin. I don't know. Anyway, I'm Eddie Cayazzo. Joe, thanks so much for this has been a lot of fun as we kick off the summer here.
It sure has. It's episode number 80. And please, if you can tweet at me at Red River Joe if you have any suggestions for Second Chance Theater, Second Chance Cinema. Well, I want to hear it. And of course, remember to keep traveling those channels of fear.